Cheers, Dave. So I'd like to introduce now Ellie Wyant, Social Media and Community Manager at the National Gallery. Ellie's going to be talking about 200 Creators, which is the National Gallery's efforts to bring 200 digital creators together to participate in their bicentenary.
Hi everyone, thank you Alex for the intro. Yes, as Alex said, I am the Social Media and Community Manager at the National Gallery. I was also the project lead on 200 Creators. So today I'm going to talk you through what is a content creator, what is the 200 Creators Network, how do we pick our creators, how has it performed so far, and kind of what's next. So firstly, what is a content creator? So content creators produce entertaining, educational and captivating content digitally. They have their own social media following and have cultivated deep connections with their communities. There is a trust there with the people that follow them. At the National Gallery, we work with content creators to help reach outside of our own social media communities and bubble to create authentic connections with them and their communities through the content they produce in collaboration with us. Usually this will take the form of video content for platforms like Instagram or TikTok, but this can also be creating content for blogs and podcasts as well. So here you can see the vision for the 200 Creators project. So this was us thinking about how we would want to work with content creators to celebrate our 200th birthday, which was in May this year. We'd already seen success working with content creators over the last few years to help promote our temporary exhibitions, collaborating with them to create video content for both our channels and theirs. But we wanted to do something specifically about the gallery, our history, and our collection for our bicentenary year. So here you can see some of the aims that we set out to achieve with the project, including celebrating the gallery as a beacon of creativity in the 21st century, being inclusive and multi-voiced with the content creators we were selecting and working with. That was really important to me. And also building a network of creators that would want to engage with the gallery during our bicentenary year, but also into the future. There were many different iterations that we considered for this project, as you can imagine, thinking about how this would work and the logistics. But ultimately, we came up with a two-pronged approach. So to launch the project, we would work with 20 content creators, who we called our creative collaborators, who would create video content on a chosen aspect of the gallery that interested them. To enable this, we paid each creator a set fee of £4,000 and gave them 4 months to collaborate with us on the content. Alongside our 20 creative collaborators, we would then also launch a wider network of 200 creators. The intention here was to be able to provide this new network with opportunities to engage with the gallery and our collection for the full year of our bicentenary, encouraging them to post content about our exhibitions, private views, talks, and key bicentenary projects. To enable this part of the project, we gave each creator a year-long gallery membership and invited them to exclusive events throughout the year as well. All of this was made possible thanks to Bloomberg Philanthropies, the gallery's digital partner for the bicentenary. So here you can see our ambitions for what engagement and reach would look like for the project and how we've achieved this. As well as the content going out on creators' own channels, we've also posted it across the gallery's channels, including Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. We've been working with our agency in China to promote the content on other channels, including Douyin, Weibo, and WeChat, to ensure further global reach. And we've also been collaborating with our contacts at Meta and TikTok to support us with exclusive events and workshops. And finally, also creating trust for our brand was also key. And this was helped by the fact that we were open to the creators making content about any aspect of the gallery, our building, the staff who work here, going behind the scenes to places we haven't shown before, including our roof, which I'll get to help inspire their communities. The topics they chose to focus their content on was really up to them, and this has then made for more authentic pieces of content about the gallery too. So how did we do recruitment and selection of these creators? It was really important for me that this project was available for all creators to apply for, so we decided to use a lab process for the project. This included an event at the gallery and a pitch process for them to submit their content ideas. This method had been successfully used by NGX, the gallery's digital innovation arm, for various projects, and we knew this way of working would help us to reach a wide and varied group of creators and help with the selection process too. So what did this actually look like? In September 2023, we launched the open call for creators to submit their interest in being part of the project, and an internal panel was set up to longlist the applications down to 50 creators. In October 2023, we then hosted an Ideas Lab event at the gallery for these 50 longlisted creators. I was really aware that some of the creators might never have been to the gallery before, and in fact, I actually wanted creators that had never been here. This event was an opportunity for them to come to the gallery out of hours, meet staff from curatorial and learning to scientific and even our archive, who all spoke about a favourite painting of theirs that they had worked on. This gave the creators an opportunity to meet all different types of departments that come together to make the gallery what it is. This is also the first time that we saw how much the creators were actually looking for an opportunity to network with each other in person. Many remarked that they had followed each other for years online, but had never had the chance to meet until the event. After this, they had 2 weeks to submit a 500-word brief with their ideas for what videos they'd like to create and what aspect of the gallery it would focus on. For the final shortlist of our 20 creative collaborators, we then involved key senior stakeholders before going to our director, Gabriele, for final sign-off. And then once we had recruited the 20 creative collaborators, it was then time to think about the network. This was another mammoth task, because we had around 100 spaces left to fill for this. We engaged an external agency, Fetch Friends, to help with this, and we could not have done this part without them. I think here, thinking about utilising external support where possible was really key here. They had the expertise and the time to actually research the creators for us and really understood the aims of the project. And also throughout this project, it was really important that we were working with creators from across the UK, not just London-centric, and this was particularly key when recruiting for the wider network as well. So when thinking about recruiting for the 20 creative collaborators, we had to decide on a selection criteria, which was really quite tricky. We did a lot of research around what would make sense for this £4,000 fee we were offering. We talked to creators and agencies who agreed that for this fee and the deliverables we were asking for, this selection criteria seemed about right. As well as the follower engagement metrics, there were also a few other demonstrables that we were asking of them. So things like experience of working with brands, but not necessarily cultural, proven international reach, and strong creative direction for the content they would create. Here you can see the deliverables that we were asking of for the 20 creative collaborators. So we were asking for either a YouTube video of over 10 minutes and a YouTube short, 3 TikTok videos or an Instagram reel and a set of stories. The content was posted from the 2nd of July to coincide with the launch of the project, and we also received the content to use on our own channels as well. In return, we obviously paid them the fee. They had access to resources at the gallery, including staff time, and the ability to film out of hours in the gallery as well. And they automatically joined the wider 200 Creators Network, receiving that 1-year gallery membership as well. For the network creator deliverables, these were quite different to the 20 creative collaborators. While we weren't paying the creators to be part of the network and couldn't expect them to post about the project, we were gifting them a year-long gallery membership and encouraging them to post throughout the year, tagging us and supporting our NG200 projects. And to help with this, we were offering them network-exclusive events throughout the year, which also included their gallery member benefits as well, and they also came to the launch event in July. So who were our 20 creative collaborators? As I've mentioned, we wanted to make sure we had a real diverse range of creators from all different pockets of the internet, and I think we were definitely able to deliver on that. Alongside art history creators like Alice Loxton, Rosie Hart, History of Megs, we also worked with historic tailor Zach Pinson, who actually recreated an outfit from one of our 18th century paintings. Isabel Chan, who is a creator who dresses in 1940s vintage clothing, who actually spotted that Greta Garbo is a part of a mosaic in our entrance hall. So she did a get ready with me as Greta Garbo to come to the gallery, which was amazing. We also had book talkers, Hannah and Hallie from Books on the Bedside, who compared some of our paintings to narratives in popular books. Adam Johnson, who was a potter from Great Pottery Throwdown, who recreated different pottery from our paintings, bringing 2D artworks back to 3D. and Lizzie Acker from the Great British Bake Off, who found a connection between Van Gogh painting for his friend Gauguin, comparing that to her baking for her friends, which I think is just a lovely sentiment. As I mentioned before, we were really open to each of the 20 creative collaborators finding their own way into the collection and the gallery. At the end of the day, they know their communities the best and what content would inspire them. And I think when you look at the results, it's clear how authentic their responses to the gallery have been. So the slide I think we've been waiting for is how has the content performed so far? So it's been amazing to see how the content has been received by both the gallery's communities and our own, and the creators rather. The content has been viewed over 23 million times, and that's slightly higher now anyway, which is absolutely amazing. One of our top posts has been Sophia Smith-Gaylor, whose content on Why We Call Blue Blue is in the centre there. This has had over 3.2 million views across our Instagram and TikTok channels, and 2.2 million views across her channels too, making it one of our most successful posts, and I think hers too. As I mentioned earlier, we were open to the creators exploring all parts of the gallery, and this did include Alice Loxton on the left here, going up onto our roof, which we've never actually filmed on before. The content that Alice has produced for us, which is a couple of videos, has had over 2 million views across hers and our channels as well. And another great example on the right, you can see Adeshe Atelier, who are an artist duo comparing Greek mythology with African mythology. As part of this, they actually created their own artwork that kind of resonated with the myths that we see in both in our collections and in their histories as well. So what's next for the 200 Creators Network? So we have been running events for the wider network, including exclusive comms views during our press days for exhibitions. Again, we've really seen that this networking side of things for the creators has been still so important to them, as well as having the ability to create content in spaces like our exhibitions before it opens. We're hosting workshop with, we've posted a workshop with Meta, and we're looking to do more with other platforms in the new year. And these look at best practice for the channels and to help the creators understand them, to create better content for their own communities. I kind of see that as a way of us being able to give back with our contacts to these creators. Obviously, we value them so much, so want to give them that opportunity as well. And we're already looking at what the network will look like from next year onwards, and how this might change once the bicentenary is over. The main point to get across, though, is that this has really reinforced what we already knew, that working with creators is one of the best ways to reach new audiences in accessible ways, and this shouldn't be a flash-in-the-pan project for us. We're committed to working with creators moving forward, particularly on new content about our collection and creating that authentic content for both our channels and theirs as well. Thank you. I'll leave it.